One take, one shot, Raw review. This is where I take and review the whole entire episode of Raw in one take. I only got one shot at it, so it gotta be a good one. And even if it's not, oh well, say la vie, said the old folks. It just goes to show you never can tell. And yeah, I'm gonna start off with telling you boys and girls, that I'm gonna be a little bit of a negative Nelly today. I try to look on the positive. I really do. I promise you that. But I cannot stand by and watch what they did to my boy Jey Uso. Oh my Lord, I believe a character assassinated the guy today. And don't, please do not come on this channel and be like, oh, well, you're just a Jey Uso hater. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Triple even dog dare you to go check out my Jey Uso videos on this channel in the past, and you will see that I am very much a supporter of the Yeet movement. I even gave away a $500 belt that I had to mail to Australia, and shipping on that was $150. And that's not to brag, but that's to tell you that I love Jey Uso. And for them to do Jey Uso dirty like they did today, that makes me mad. I love Gunther, don't get me wrong, but last year when they were punking him out, Damian Priest was punking him out, guess what? I got mad at Gunther as well, and I was like, you know what? I'm kind of done with Gunther. And I loved that they were able to rebuild Gunther. But now, in that process, Jey Uso has been destroyed. Sorry, can't cut. Let me drink some water, though. Jey Uso has been destroyed. You're telling me that Jimmy came out here last week and gave up his WrestleMania spot, his dreams of winning the U.S. title, just to be completely murdered, or close to it, completely murdered by Gunther. Blood. I've never seen someone so bloody from someone else's blood than Gunther on Raw last week, and Jey Uso comes out this week? Dude, it should have been on site. There should have been no bones about it. You cannot tell me that if Cody Rhodes was in that same situation, we wouldn't all be like, oh, Cody Rhodes, such a crybaby, does nothing, so blah, 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 blah. We cannot let this go unnoticed. And don't come at me like, oh, well, you're just a Jey hater. Oh, well, you're just like everybody on the internet. You know, you say you want Jey Uso to win, and then the moment he wins the Rumble, you turn on him. No, it's 7 freaking weeks later, and the dude is talking about being scared. I'm scared of you, Gunther, after you bloodied my brother up. What are you, the boogeyman? Is he your boogeyman, Jey? Oh my God. You know what? Okay, so I don't ever want to praise the Damian Priest-Gunther feud of last year, but there's a way to tell Gunther that you intimidate him without looking like a chump, and Damian Priest actually did it. He was like, you know, you rattled me. I'm not gonna lie, you rattled me. And that's about the only good thing from that feud. I want to forget that as much as possible. But Jey's like, I was scared of you. You made me scared last week. It's like, Jey, you were the right hand of Roman Reigns, and not just the right hand of Roman Reigns, but like during the peak of his tribal, the bloodline. How are you scared of anything? Dude? Jeez Louise, I love you, Jey. I love you, and yet, what? Why would you let this happen, man? You should have said something. You should have called up your cousin and was like, "Hey, Rock, they're making me look like a wuss. They're making me look like a wimp. Can you say something?" Jeez Louise, wow. I guess so. I did a live stream, right, and I'm just like looking at this. I'm like, wait, guys, wait, everybody, wait. It's gonna just give him a moment. He's about to say something. He's about to fight. He's about to throw hands. He's about to anything. And then it didn't happen. Jey Uso literally walked up to Gunther and was like, you scared me, you humiliated me, you destroyed my family, I look like a punk to my mom, but I'm not scared of you anymore, bye, and left. Do not. Do not go in the comments, you know it's scripted, right? Don't do that. Don't be that guy, all right? Be a wrestling fan. Be a wrestling fan for a moment and really invest in these characters. I don't want Jey to look like this. I don't want Jey to look like this. I'm okay with Jey being in the main event of WrestleMania. I'm not okay with the Jey that I saw tonight being in the main event of WrestleMania. I'm okay with the Jey I saw at Royal Rumble. I'm okay with the Jey who wants a bunch of encores being in the main event of WrestleMania. And God, I'm so mad. I am so angry right now that I have to be so negative about someone that I love and adore. Jey Uso, 14 years, deserves this spot. He put in his time and effort. I don't even care if he only knows 3 moves, because he knows 3 moves really well and he can get the crowd going. I'm okay with that. But no. I am not okay with you scare me. You scare me. And I'm not okay with you bloodied up my brother so bad that it looked like you, that you looked like Carrie from the movie Carrie. The prom scene. I mean, Gunther looked like he had the pig's blood all over him. And it's like, jeez, man. And if you want to make fun of me, then call me the Kool-Aid man, a big fat red guy, a big fat guy in a red shirt, but don't make fun of my passion for wrestling. You want to make fun of me and saying, oh, you look like you're gonna steal some chickmunks? That's fine. Alvin, that's fine, but do not call into question my love of this sport and my love of these characters and Jey Uso. I am so disappointed in the booking of Jey Uso right now. Jeez, man. Jeez. I had to get that off my chest. Let's do the Raw review. Oh, man. I'm telling you, I was actually enjoying this Raw. I was literally enjoying this Raw. And then they did that. They pulled that crap. They should have said it was an easy fix. They could have not had physicality, because you might be like, oh, well, they're saving for the real violence for WrestleMania. Okay, we'll make it a first blood match then. How about we do that? Let's get some violence up in here. But they could have been a lot of things. We could have had Adam Pearce say, hey, man, I can't risk losing my championship match. Jey Uso, I'll make it a first blood match. I promise you can get your violence in. But Jey Uso, if you touch him, then the match is off and you lose. Therefore, Jey can say he can have the same exact conversation without being able to punch Gunther, because then he wouldn't get his match at Mania. Or you say Jay's not here tonight and he's off site because he was banned from the building because he would have been so mad they would have had to call the police or something like that. Sorry, I need to put my phone on mute. One take, one shot. Can't cut that out. But yeah, all they got to do is say, you're off. You can't be in the building tonight. Or switch it. Make it where Gunther didn't even show up. He's just there to laugh at Jey Uso. And Jey Uso comes out because maybe you want the crowd to eat. Jey Uso comes out. They have a via satellite confrontation. But for Jey to not want to, for Jey not to throw hands, on site, man. On site. This called for it. I've been critical of just this, oh God, all they do is just, they just try to, Gunther will either try to put him in a sleeper or Jey will try to super kick him and then that's it. You know what? We needed something. We needed some physicality here, or you put the stipulations on that they can't fight until WrestleMania. Easy solve. We could have done everything with one line from Pearce. And then we could have got a first blood match, no DQ, something. That level of violence last week is so unfamiliar that we needed it to be matched. It needs to, you elevate higher and higher, you try to top the last week. Jey Uso went lower. He didn't. Can you tell that I wasn't a big fan of the segment? That really brought this Raw down for me. I enjoyed the opening segment. Let's talk a little bit more. And again, guys, girls, I hope you can see that my anger right here is not directed necessarily at Jey, but it's just the story. The story itself. The story itself is like, it's trash. Like, this is horrible. Last week, Jimmy saved it. He sacrificed himself to save this, and he did. Just for them to write it like this? This? Could you imagine? Could you imagine Stone Cold doing this? Something happens, you beat up Stone Cold's brother, and he comes out and not does anything to you? Dude, you look at Stone Cold wrong, he's gonna bloody you up. John Cena wouldn't even do this. John Cena straight up wouldn't even just, oh, I'll get you next week, I'll get you in 2 weeks. No. Zack Ryder would have done more. Jey, you've been in the biz 14 years. How could you let yourself get written into a position like this? Man. All right, make fun of me. Hey, Kool-Aid, yeah, oh yeah, there you go. There you can make fun of me. Let's do the Raw review. Okay, Pierce, Donatello Leonardo, thank you for writing a synopsis. He didn't write a synopsis, but he did an outline, one sentence, and I'm just gonna go off that. I'm riffing it. There's no script. I just crashed out for about 10 minutes, didn't I? Yep, I did. I hope the mic's on. Yep, the mic is on. Yep, there it is. Pierce promo, Io stands tall. Looks like Bianca may turn heel. That's all I got right there. And I really, while I did not want it to be a triple threat, it's a triple threat. It's official. And it's, Bianca looked good tonight. I'm talking like the way she carried herself, the way she was on the microphone. Man, I hate that the crowd is booing her right now. And I know why they're booing her, because they love Rhea so much and they love Io so much. But man, it's Bianca who's carrying it on the microphone. She is tearing it up. She makes it make sense. There's a triple threat. She is so freaking good, amazing on the mic, amazing in the ring, everything. Rhea has the look. Rhea's not great on the microphone, so I'm actually okay. You know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, Rhea sucks on the microphone, so she shouldn't be in this. No, she's over with the crowd. So, like, they played it smart. They allowed the person who was strong on the mic to make it happen. And Rhea got her licks in, but then Io, I don't like that it's so disrespectful to me that they're just pie-facing Io. This is like the third time they did it, and I guess that's part of the storyline and whatever, and I don't even want Io to win this match, but she's still the freaking champion. I'm glad she was able to, springboard dropkick Rhea, but honestly, they should have had Rhea or Io just walk out and be like, I'm not dealing with this. They don't want to respect me. They don't get a title match or something like that, and we could have prolonged it one more week, but... Okay, segment. I thought Bianca looked amazing in it, but everybody had their moments to shine, and we got it official. And so, there. Boom. That segment, it was okay. Didn't set the world on fire, but it did reveal that we are probably getting heel Bianca. I really hope that if we do get heel Bianca soon, that we don't have her a part of the Jade attack. Maybe Naomi can convince Bianca that the Jade attack was necessary, but I hope that Naomi did it on her own volition. But honestly, I'll be okay if Bianca just stays face, because I love Bianca Belair, and I really hope she wins. Not just because she's my favorite of the three, but I want her streak to continue. She's one of the only superstars right now with a possible streak. And yes, I get it. She's no Undertaker. Nobody's Undertaker. Even Kane isn't the Undertaker, all right? But we got to start somewhere with someone. So Undertaker wasn't even the Undertaker when he first started. So maybe we could get Bianca a couple more wins and then see if we want to have this streak, because I'll tell you, the streak was a beautiful part of WrestleMania, and when they let Brock Lesnar win for God knows why, it kind of took something away from us, and I would love to have a streak to look forward to, and Bianca would be a great one to carry that burning. Then we have a match with Lyra Valkyria versus Bayley. Interesting that we had 2 women's segments in a row. That just shows you how far women wrestling has come, and I love it. I love it because these are solid characters and not just, lingerie matches, mud matches and stuff. I come from the Attitude Era, even before watching wrestling, 36 years now, and I'm just glad women wrestling has come so far. The first half of the match, I was not a fan. I mean, I wasn't like I was mad at it or anything, but Lyra, Bayley, both of the characters I don't fully connect with for whatever reason. I appreciate both of them, and I know Bayley is a main eventer, top tier talent who can put on banger matches, but like, I don't know, I just don't really connect. And so, but the second half of the match, I really got into it. This is a match that I really love because they forced me to watch it. They were like, okay, you guys don't care about this match, let's ramp it up. Because I could tell the crowd wasn't into it either, but then they kept going and going and it got better and better, and I had to be like, okay, let me watch this thing here we got going on. They did great. There was one botch. It was a pretty obvious, botch, but whatever. We all make mistakes. It's only when there's 3 or 4 botches in a match that's like, come on, guys. Come on, we're professionals here. And hey, you know what? Don't get me wrong. I botch getting out of bed, but I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional in any means. So I'm not trying to shame anybody, but I'm just saying, there was a spot here, though, that I think what they should have done was Bayley had Lyra in like a Boston Crab, lion tamer. Surprised they said lion tamer. And I really think they should have gave it to Bayley. I think that they should have had Lyra pass out here. I think that would have got her more over than a surprise roll-up. And Bayley could have won the title, and then they could have gone to SmackDown, been in the gauntlet, right, for the tag team championships, but then they would be really an uneasy pairing because Bayley just beat her. And yeah, they didn't do that, and Lyra will just get the pin. And okay, fine, but now, unfortunately, the match is forgettable. But if Lyra would have passed out, I feel that would have done way more to get her over with the crowd, because she's trying really hard to get over, but she's not there yet. I know she has supporters, and great for her, but like, I feel like, oh man, and it could have been a callback. They could have even used it to hype up the Hall of Fame memorable moment, immortal moment, because that's how Bret Hart beat Stone Cold, made him pass out in a submission move. So whatever. Good match though, very good match. I was impressed with both of them. They made me care. Then we have Kross, AJ Styles. We have them having a little segment. It seems like AJ's like, Kross is trying to get AJ to be that vicious side of himself, and AJ's like, fine, I'll do it next week, me and you. And so it looks like, oh, maybe Kross messed up, but then AJ walks away, Kross smiles, and him and Scarlett are like, all part of the plan, ha ha ha. And so yeah, Kross doing a great job, loving Karrion Kross at the moment. Applaud you, Karrion. Then we have LWO versus Americana Grande and the American Made stable, minus Chad Gable. Chad Gable, once again, sick. I guess he's not sick, but because he had the doctor's note, it excused him for multiple weeks. And so I think Adam Pearce was kind of punishing him by not letting him wrestle tonight. So they tagged in Americana Grande, Grande Americana, whatever the case may be. I apologize. I don't mean to disrespect you, El Grande Americano. You're our living legend. And that match was amazing. I am so sorry, but I've been calling LWO, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Hat No Hat Guy. But Hat and No Hat Guy, they stole this show. They were so good. I need to learn their names because, oh my gosh, they were amazing. Please get these two a character because they should be, I want to see more of them, and yet I have no idea what their names are. I think one starts with a G, but it's like, I want to know more of these guys. They were doing such cool things. Such cool things. I can't even explain it. If you can go back, I can't believe this, but I'm recommending you go back and watch that LWO match against American Made because that was just really good. Ivy Nile, they win because Grande puts like I don't know what he put in his head. Maybe it was a piece of paper or maybe it was a plate of metal, one of the two, and he starts headbutting. He headbutts Rey. Rey goes down. He does a flying headbutt on Dragon Lee and wins. This will eventually cause Rey to go to Pierce and say, hey, I want a match with Grande. I hope Grande wins at WrestleMania. I'm really happy that they're getting a match at WrestleMania. Maybe this could lead to a mask versus mask match at like Backlash or King of the Ring or something. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. Very surprised that this luchador storyline has the legs that it does, and I'm very like, kudos to everybody. Every person, including hat and no hat guy, a part of this feud right now. I wrote it off, and you guys have made believers out of me. I apologize for every negative thing I said about you. The next segment was the Jey Gunther stuff. I don't apologize at all about anything I said. Oh, by the way, I should have did this sooner. This is the championship belt that Jey and Gunther are fighting for, and I am giving it away. If you comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification, I will, at 20,000 subscribers, I'm going to give it away. And Jey Uso does not deserve it at this point, so either it stays with Gunther, or I give it to one of you beautiful people out there. Just comment below and become a subscriber. And don't worry, I'm usually not this negative, so maybe the next video will be a little more on the positive side. I try to be a positive Pete, as Simon Miller would say it, and this is, you hear that? That's my chair. That's not me. That's not my stomach growling or something and being hungry. Sorry about that. New Day win by DQ. They win Tony Heathcliff or something like that. I forget how to pronounce his last name, from the Kill Tony show. He's a comedian. They're doing a partnership at WrestleMania. He was on the announce table, and he was super funny. I definitely recommend going to listen the commentary for this match. But we have New Day versus War Raiders, and it's kind of an Eddie Guerrero spot where Xavier Woods is about to use the chair, but the other Ivar or whoever, I don't know, there's beard guy and longer beard guy, they're fighting for the chair. The beard guy gets it, and the ref sees, and he also hits Xavier with it, and they get disqualified. And then the New Day completely crashed out. This is the New Day that I believe if we would have got immediately following the Big E roast, it would have been, New Day would be in a different position. New Day is rebuilding, but honestly, they didn't need to rebuild. They had something 2 months ago, 3 months ago. But be that as it may, fine, we dropped the ball. Thankfully, we're picking it back up. I feel that this DQ, while yes, it sucked because I wanted the New Day to win the championship, especially after that god-awful, abysmal Gunther segment with Jey Uso. And don't get me wrong, Gunther, you did amazing. It was Jey who they dropped the ball with. I feel that I would have really just appreciated the win from the New Day. But that said, it's probably better this way, because if we can get the New Day into WrestleMania to win the title, I would much prefer that. Kofi Kingston, once upon a time, won a world championship at WrestleMania, and I kind of feel that he deserves it, and so does even Xavier Woods. They've been good company men, and they broke up with the new Big E last year. They deserve a WrestleMania moment, so I'll be happy if this DQ and this crash out where they try to like break everybody's neck happens at WrestleMania. So please book that. Then we have a Cody vignette. Man, I am being negative. This Cody vignette, I think it would have been good. It would have been good. However, we're in the midst of a John Cena heel turn, a 12, 15, 20-year heel turn in the making, and we have a song to just glaze Cody Rhodes. We get it. Cody is amazing and awesome, and I like Cody, but I want Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, my way kind of video, hyping up their feud. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to put it in the description. The first thing in the description is going to be a link, and it's going to show you The Rock versus Stone Cold, the build up to their feud at WrestleMania, what was it, 17? Was it 17 or 16? And it was by Limp Bizkit, who I don't even like Limp Bizkit, and like, their feud, that Rock Stone Cold feud was kind of like, but when you put it to the music, it becomes like one of the best works of art that WWE production ever did, and that's what we needed here. Not just a one-sided, Cody's so awesome video, we needed this rivalry is one for the ages. Cody must defeat Cena, and Cena must win his 17th title. Why are they just trying to give us a one-sided argument here? We need to see both sides and why we want to see this match. It shouldn't be, I want to see Cody at WrestleMania. It should be, I want to see Cody and John Cena kill each other at WrestleMania. Does that make sense? I'm okay with a good job Cody video, but that comes after WrestleMania. That comes as we're trying to build him up or rebuild him. Not leading in, not 2 weeks in. They know, WWE knows how to do it, and why aren't they doing it? Stone Cold Rock, My Way, Limp Bizkit. I'll put it in the comments below. Do yourself a favor, watch that. Even if you don't care about the Attitude Era, this was, oh my God, it was so good. It built up that feud like no other promo ever, and that's what we needed here. That's what we needed here, because all we got was the fans suck, 10-year-old kid sucks, and one crossroad. Not enough. I mean, it's going to be good. I'm going to love this WrestleMania one way or another, but it's like, you're smarter than this, Triple H. You're smarter than this. Penta versus Dominic Mysterio. Dominic, he's pretty much a face at this point. He's about to fully become a face. They announced Dominic, Penta, Braun Breaker, and Finn Balor. It's been announced, Fatal 4-Way. Dominic lost here, but he got more offense than usual. He didn't have to resort to cheating, because usually Dom wins by, like, he wins or he starts getting offense when he pokes you in the eye, or Carlito gets involved, but we weren't really having that. Plus, Pat McAfee and Michael Cole weren't really just, like, dogging him the whole match. So, like, there is a shift. And then Then after the match, so Penta wins, they attack Penta, and then Braun Breaker came out, and he gave the most wicked spears I've ever seen in 36 years of wrestling. Like, no joke. The dude, it looked like he was flying. It looked like he was straight up flying. Go look at the My Way video, and go look at the spears that Braun Breaker was delivering last night. Every single person he gave, he about murdered them. He about broke them in half. It was... I just still look at him just like, what? How is that possible? Braun Breaker he's a freak of nature. Like, if we're trying to send somebody to Mars to conquer Mars, Braun Breaker is probably the guy we should send. Braun Breaker could probably go to Mars, take off the helmet, and start a farm. Braun Breaker is next level. Not human. He's like half cyborg or something. I don't know what they did to Braun Breaker in the womb, but the guy is like, he's a terror. He is a straight up terror. But those, man, those spears. Go Google those. Finally, we got Seth freaking Rollins driving a wedge between Paul Heyman and Roman, and Paul Heyman and CM Punk, and all he does is tell the truth. He tells the truth. Hey, where was Solo? Or where was Roman when Solo was picking on you? Hey, Punk was on Raw. Why wasn't he helping you when Solo was picking on you? All that stuff. And then Seth starts picking on Roman, or Seth starts picking on Heyman, and it was kind of a little uncomfortable. And Paul Heyman, for the first time ever, stood up for himself. We are living in a parallel universe here, where Jey Uso's getting punked out, and Paul Heyman is sticking up for himself. Like, what? Like, what? And it was cool. And then Seth just put him in the corner, and that's when CM Punk comes out, and they get into a brawl. I was like a little worried it was going to just be a pull apart brawl like they usually do, and they do it well. But then Seth rolls in the ring, Punk rolls in the ring, curb stomp. Paul Heyman, he then goes to Punk, tries to aid him, and now we have a perfect position for a curb stomp on Paul Heyman, which Seth said he would do to take Paul out of the equation as a mercy kill, and he goes to do the curb stomp, and then he stops. Paul Heyman gets enough time to roll away, and then Seth is like, now you owe me a favor. I don't think that's how favors work, Seth. I can't put a gun to your head and say, just, you owe me a favor because I didn't shoot you. However, it was a cool Seth Rollins showing that maybe he's not such the third wheel and that he's a threat to be dealt with. I'm thinking, a lot of people are thinking that Paul Heyman is going to side with Seth in this whole scenario, and since the favor was such an obvious, maybe this obvious turn on both Punk and Roman is like gonna happen too, because if you think about it, Roman's had Paul for a long time. Punk's had Paul for a long time. Seth hasn't. It'd be something new and fresh for Seth to get it, and Paul Heyman has been a guy to get Brock over that hump, Roman over that hump, Punk over that hump of next levelness, and maybe Paul can get Seth over that hump of next levelness. I don't know. If it wasn't for that Jey Uso Gunther promo, honestly, this would have been a pretty good Raw. I asked people in my chat, I was like, what did you think of the Raw? And I was getting 1s and 0s. I'm not going to give it a 1 and a 0. But I will say this, that Gunther, the way they assassinated Jey Uso for me, my boy, I'm not going to give it a higher than a 3. They did a lot of world building here. I think that they're waiting too close to WrestleMania to do things. I'm going to give this Raw a 2.4. 2 chops and little 4s. I'll give it 2.5. I'll just give it right down the middle. But it's like literally, if I had taken that Jey Uso segment out, or Jey Uso had thrown hands, if Jey Uso had just thrown hands, I would have given this a 3.9. Like, I enjoyed the Raw. I enjoyed the Raw until I didn't. But then when I didn't, I hated it. I hated everything. It was Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman that got me back into it, honestly. If I hadn't had the chat, I wasn't live streaming, I might have turned it off. I was so just like disgusted with how they made Jey appear tonight. And I hate that. Because I love Jey Uso. So what did I give it? 2.5? Did I give it 2.5, 2.4? I'll give it a 2.4. I can't fully recommend it. Because of the Jey Uso segment. So whatever I gave it before, it's now a 2.4 chops out of 5. And I think people are going to be like, wow, you're being very generous. That's okay. You know, I've had time to like digest. So, all right. Well, this is the Kool-Aid Man signing out. I appreciate every single one of you. It's 33 minutes. One take, what? How am I forgetting this? The whole segment. That's the whole gimmick. One take, one shot. Have a good day.